This is Kyle Stevens. I pastor Blessed Hope Baptist Church in Coon Rapids, Minnesota, near Minneapolis, St. Paul. My testimony begins roughly in the year 1971, when I trusted Jesus Christ as my Savior as a 10 or 11-year-old boy. I needed to get saved because I was a thief, and as a thief I was dying and going to hell. My distinct memories as a 10-year-old was the fact that I had stolen my mother's cooking pecans on more than one occasion, and that sin rested upon my conscience and upon my heart. I laid in bed at night and feared the fires of hell because I was a thief and going to hell. So at 10 years old, I trusted Jesus Christ as my Savior and got saved. That's not a very dramatic testimony, I suppose, by some people's standards, although many would bless me for having it. The fact of the matter is, the drama of my Christian life began really after I got saved as opposed to before I got saved, because I got off into sin after I was saved. You see, I was born in a Southern Baptist church in a family that loved me, and I was never exploited or used or abused in any way, shape, or form. We were farmers, we were hard workers, and all those things, but we went to a church that didn't really truly believe the Bible like we believe it, and nor did they teach and preach it as we teach it and preach it. We got salvation right, but that was about it. And so I never grew as a Christian. And so after 10 years old or 11, having never been discipled in the way of the flesh, I basically went back to the world. By the time I was in junior high and high school, I was an athlete. I was a four-sport athlete throughout high school and went on to college on an athletic scholarship. So I had plenty to keep me busy with sports and girls and friends and all the things that come with all those things. Again, the drama of my Christian life in sin comes after my salvation, not before. The bottom line, though, I got to college, and being 3 years deep into college, I found myself an extraordinarily miserable young man. And from this, I know personally that as a Christian, one can be just as miserable and downhearted and downtrodden in their sins as somebody that's lost, because I lived that life. I had absorbed the propaganda of science in the college that I had gone to. I had absorbed evolution. I was in pre-med. I was a good student. I was smart and all those things, but none of those things equal having peace in your soul. So finally, after traversing that path for a few years, I stumbled back into a Southern Baptist church, a big Southern Baptist church in Arlington, Texas, near Dallas-Fort Worth, where I stumbled into the Sunday school class, the male college class, where a guy was, believe it or not, teaching Dr. Ruckman's material. He was found out a couple of months later, and so he got kicked out. But I had never heard anything like that before, and it absolutely set my soul on fire. I have never been the same since hearing the Bible preached and taught as I heard it for the first time there. It was only a brief time after that I walked away from my pre-med training in college. I had found peace in my heart with going to PBI to be taught the Bible. I went to PBI not knowing whether I would ever become a pastor or whatever else. I just knew that for the first time I was going to go and be taught the Bible and have my soul fed. And that's been the case, and I've now been in the ministry for, 30 years this coming June. And this is Kyle Stevens, testifying that Jesus Christ not only saves, but that He also seeks that which is lost.